Thank you for choosing KingofBounce.com. In this video, we're going to go over some brief troubleshooting tips. This is the back of one of our water slides. This is what the setup of a typical inflatable looks like. Here are your zippers and your flaps. One tip we always tell our customers is just because the flap's closed doesn't mean the zipper is zipped up. Make sure your zippers are closed all the way to the top. The less air that leaks, the more bouncier the unit and the better performance you'll get out of the unit. When it's said and done, this is how you want your flap to look. Nice and closed, airtight. This is the typical blower setup. Setting up your unit, when troubleshooting your unit, you always want to make sure that the strap for the unit is behind the neck of the blower tube. Meaning when the kids are jumping on it, this strap prevents the blower from busting loose and letting all the air out of the equipment. We also tell you about your cord ends. You want to keep your cord ends where the two ends meet away from water. If they get submerged in water, they will short the blower out. Same thing goes for the blower. The blower has a vent on the side of it. You don't want to submerge the blower in water. They're water resistant, they're not waterproof. Once the water level exceeds this area and gets inside the electronic components, it will short it out. You will have to wait for the blower to dry in order for you to use it. Again, the back of this slide, like most of our equipment, has multiple zippers, multiple blower tubes. Most units only require one blower tube, some require both tubes to be used. In this particular case, the secondary tube been folded and rolled up inside the unit because it's not being used. Again, you don't want the tube to leak air. On this particular unit, as well as most of our units, they have underneath drain flaps. So when you're setting up a unit, walk around the unit if you're having issues with it and try to do a basic exam of the area. Make sure there's no air blowing out into the grass or leaves and whatnot. Back to the blower. The key component of the blower is also this vent. This vent cannot be restricted with leaves, trash, bags, tarps. If anything gets sucked up in this unit here, in this vent, the unit will be soft, it'll deflate, and it could short out the blower as well. I'm going to go over the water hose support. This particular unit, as you can see, has Velcro loops that go up the back of it. This is where you'd run your hose. We do not provide any hoses whatsoever for any of our rental equipment. So as you can see, this particular hose, the Velcro straps follow across the top. And then you take your hose on this particular unit, lay it on the net, turn on a slight drizzle. If you've got a sprayer or sprinkler or something you want to hook up to the end of it, that's no problem. But this is how a good 80% of our slides look, where the soaker hose hooks up. Once again, you take your hose. If you want to purchase a soaker hose, it's up to you. but we just recommend using your garden hose, whatever you have at home, and running it up these loops, turning it on a slight drizzle. Quick reminder, don't ever use soap or any type of lubricant on these slides. It will be a mess and it is very dangerous. Soap will get in the kids' eyes, it'll burn, people could get seriously hurt. This same unit also has another Velcro zipper attachment. Also, when you're rolling these things up, you want to make sure you open up as many zippers or outlets to let the air escape. Makes it easier. But then again, if you're having trouble, like I said, you go to these flaps to make sure the zipper is completely closed. Setting up the equipment as well requires you to stake the stake points or sandbags. Use sandbags to actually secure the equipment. So on all of our equipment, we have rings, clips. It's basically all you need to do. The 80-pound sandbags. If the clip is damaged or there is no clip, you basically would use this rope as well to tie off the sandbags to the equipment. That's all that needs to be done to secure that. Unless it's a taller slide and we use different types of stakes on the side. But sandbags are recommended by the manufacturer, so they'll work. This is another unit we have. It's also a water slide, another example of a zipper attachment. Just wanted to point out something with the zipper as well. Say for instance you're setting up or you're having issues with the zipper, it does start to fade during your party. We'll try to help you out the best we can, but in a pinch, if the zipper breaks and the Velcro won't hold it closed, what you can do is you can actually puncture both sides of this zipper in this area here. And what that'll do is it'll give you a way to either use zip ties or some type of wire to actually hold the zipper together, so you can still use the equipment. It would still be usable, but this is only in the event of an emergency. And then you would still, call us or notify us, and we could potentially bring you out another piece of equipment or come out and troubleshoot it or do the same thing for you. I wanted to show you this unit in particular because it has a special type of built-in water feature. Okay, so the water hose itself, your hose, would also attach just like on the previous unit, would attach to that Velcro. Now the way this unit works, it has attachments underneath or on top as well. Okay, up inside the unit as well, it has a cutout for your water hose. I wanted to show you this because most of the equipment has them, but some don't. So you're gonna look for this hose opening here, and then it would attach underneath the equipment. Velcro attachments. Usually we prefer that you run the hose and kind of lay it up on top of this net, keep it out of the kids' sight, just because they like to hang on it and swing on it and all that fun stuff.